Okay, so I think this Fiora game I actually won. I wasn't really paying attention. But I'm against a Singed. It's kind of a weird matchup. Not really your standard, poke them until you can go in. Um, I'm going to be moving into this brush right here. Because what he's trying to do probably is he's going to try and come up through this area. And walk in. So he can get up to here and proxy wave. But apparently he was hiding in this bush the whole time. Fast forward this, and I started Dorn's health pot, just standard start, especially with his Q, and he has Deathfire. So the best idea would to be just kind of chill out and lifesteal everything he hits back. But I'm gonna fast forward it. Alright, so here I burned TP because I was fucking around. So don't do that. But his vital is on his left side currently. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to zone him out because no one wants to get hit on any vital early on because it takes a chunk off and heals you, so it's like they do no damage too early. So I'm standing in the wave to zone him off of my minions. Because he can't go for that without me getting that off, and I don't need to Q to it if he goes for that minion. So once I auto-attack that, I'd be able to move up to one of these sides and just auto it, and then I would Q back over to this side, so it'd be a free 3 proc. And he goes up for the minion, flips me for it, and gives me the mark for the second one. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to force level 2, and I got it first. So I'm able to effectively zone him out of the wave early, especially with how big the wave currently is. Alright, now I'm warding around 240, because Elise should almost be done with her jungle. She's actually at wolves right now. She's doing a long clear, or the longer clear, because she went wolves and raptors. Now, notice I'm standing in the front part of the wave most of the time, looking for CS, but at the same time also looking to pop vital whenever I can. Like, when you're laning as Fiora, you have to keep lane pressure on them. I'm staying out of range of his Q whenever he does it, so I don't get, full damage from it. And any damage he does to me, I make sure I can heal back in a little bit. I back up here because I don't have my Q up at that time. But I'm trying to go for that vital, just not have him flip me over. And I'm going to rewind this because I noticed Elise before she actually got here. So she took the plant, but the issue here is when she jumped over, she popped in right here and I saw it for a split second, so I started backing up. Plus with him shoving wave all of a sudden, that didn't make any sense, other than, hey, I'm going to get a gank. I don't need to burn anything here, just need to Q past that so I don't get stunned and hit up. Also, you can use your, I'll rewind it again. What the hell? You can use your auto attack cancel with your E. So I just place a ward, I get the auto attack off, pop E for auto cancel, and then my E is able to get the last 2 hits on that. So if you ever see a ward immediately go down, if you can auto it as soon as it goes down, and then pop E really quick, you're fine. But she rewarded it again. So the Cinch is getting really cocky, being up here by himself. So it wasn't even like a... I'll rewind it just because. But he was under half. I don't know why he stayed here. As soon as he stepped right here, it was over because he didn't try running away. I got the auto cancel off. and got the second hit on E off. And the reason why I W'd is because I thought he was going to try and flip me out of that last auto attack. So I was going to do the auto attack, crit, and I thought he was going to have like 5 health left, so I was going to parry to either kill him or stop the flip. Alright, so here, I'm just trying to shove the wave out just enough to where I can come back to it in a TP. Actually, let me rewind that. That's something that you wanted to see. So the way I shoved it, it's only going to make sure these 2 get taken out. So how this works, since these are already hitting these 3, and these are coming in early, like earlier than these will get there, this lane will stay frozen around this area, because these have to kill these ones right here. By the time these ones get to these, it'll even back out, which puts the lane in my favor. Because now he's stuck here, but right now I'm just looking for harassment at this point. I bought a Tiamat for the wave clear early, for the fact that as much as I want to freeze lane right now, I don't want to freeze it as soon as I hit like 6 or 7. I just want to start poking him out and taking kills. So I'm zoning him. You see I'm standing near the front minion right here. He can't get to that minion unless he wants to fight me. I always give him pressure back when I don't have Q up, because if I don't have it up, all he has to do is run away from me. Alright, so he flipped me into him, which I don't know why, but he did it. Alright, so now that I'm 6, I'm not just looking for a fight, I'm looking for a fight with Elise up here. I'm confident in my ability to 1v2 right now because I'm ahead of him in both CS, barely, and I have that kill up on him. I'm just whittling him down over and over again. I shoved lane into tower, so I could try him back, but he's not going to do it. Let me rewind this really quick. So what I did is I shoved this into tower, because I wanted lane to reset. But he's going to manage to push it back in beforehand. And this wave is going to be able to get up to my tower before I get back. So instead of backing, I just wait it out. Because he's not going to think I'm staying in this brush. No one stays here in high elo anymore. That's stupid. Unless, they're stupid. So he starts walking up to the brush, and as soon as he does, I pop ult right there. Managed to get the slow off so he can't run away with my E. Q on the backside, because that's going to be the hardest one to get, especially after he flips. If he flips me right here. Go for the crit. Try and go for the side one. But as you can see, flip into W. So he gets stunned out. I walk up to the harder side because he's up against the wall. And at this point, it's just a guaranteed kill. So normal speed. It's just a matter of just baiting him into this. Like, he didn't ward it for some reason. He kind of just walked up and face checked, which was his mistake. So yeah, currently, I am almost 1k gold ahead of him, which is a lot seeing the early game. It's only 7 minutes and I'm almost 1k gold up. He is definitely losing this matchup. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to get a timer on their blue. And also trying to catch Elise. But I think she walks up and I don't actually catch her here. Yeah. And after that point, when I realized she wasn't walking in here, I didn't want to try and fight her over there. Only for the fact that he was coming up, and if I tried chasing her up there, she'd eventually walk back down this way, or flash over a wall, or E into this, and I'd get caught up into him. I'm rushing Tiamat also this game, for the health regen. Normally if I'm ahead, I'll rush Tiamat. If I'm against someone super tanky, I'll get the, Ravenous Hydra, sorry. I'm rushing Ravenous Hydra. if I'm getting some super tanky, I'll get the Tiamat for the wave clear, so they can't just push me in all game. And after that, I'll go Black Cleaver first, and then finish out Hydra. If I think I need to be somewhat tankier, I won't go Hydra, and I'll go Titanic instead. Even then, I'll need to get like a Bloodthirster or something for lifesteal, because there's no way I can survive this Fiora without lifesteal early. So here, I don't know why, but he flips me into his minion wave, thinking it's going to do something, but all he's doing is putting me ahead of him. So since I'm ahead of him, I don't have to Q yet, and now I can just start going for poke and trying to get him out of lane. So one thing that you do a lot is you use W to counter everything, when sometimes it could be beneficial to you. So, for example, using W right here when he flips me would have been useless, because he already had Ghost, he had ult, I wasn't going to be able to kill him, so I let him flip me into a wave, and even though I'm losing health trading it, I'm resetting wave without him doing anything to me. And then he presses his ult for some reason and wastes it, and gives me a free 2 proc. So in the end, I have more health, cleared more of the wave, and the wave is reset in my favor, because middle lane right now is my favor. He does not want to fight me in the middle, because if he does, he's going to die. Around level 8 and 9, I tend to shove as Fiora, because it's power spike. You're really strong as Fiora right now. So I let him shove it, and I let it hit tower, especially with him missing CS on under tower. I just picked this up so Elise can't get it later. He's sitting at tower, thinking I'm going to shove it. And I know he's waiting for that. There's no way he backed yet, so I was kind of just chilling out, making him miss experience if he wanted to keep sitting at tower. And again, I start zoning him for minions. I let him flip me, because I don't really care right now. I'm not too worried about trying to parry it. I can't chase him down when he's that close to tower and has Ghost, so I just let him do that. Elise is coming up though, and I don't know it quite yet, so I think I attempt to go for a dive here. But I bait him out into throwing me near him. So, alright, let me rewind that. So this dive here, I sat there and hesitated on it, not because I was afraid on it, but just because I was trying to make him stay in that side instead of zoning him out. I'm zoning him into that crappy chokehold of the tower and the wall, because if he flipped me over here, like anywhere in this area, I'd be fucked, because he would just throw me back in the tower and run the other direction. But here, if he flips me, he's just going to flip me into a fucking wall right next to him, which means I'm still going to be hitting him. So I zone him into the wall, and I press ult, and I make sure he can't go down, get an auto attack off, he flips me over, and like I say, he flips me into the wall, and I get the heals off in time, where I'm not going to die. Elise is up here. I don't know it yet, but at this point I'm not too concerned. I just saw her, so I start backing up. Pretty sure she kills me here. Nope, she does not. Alright, so that's where I killed her, right. So, I saw her from the ward I placed down earlier. So what I did, I'm only slowing it down because it's easier to explain. What I did here is I went to brush to break vision, to make her use her E on me, because E gives like vision of brush. She comes in, I go for the quick auto reset, into healing on the point with Vital, into slowing her attack speed. I don't care about her stun here. I just don't want her auto-attacking me. I back up to get to the safety of my minions, so she's unable to stun me. Stun hits minion, so does Spiderling. So when I see that, she has nothing up. So I flash in, Q, auto-attack, and use Tiamat to get that final proc off, because my auto-attack wasn't going to make it fast enough. So, I'm only going over it once again because it's a lot of things that happen in one little part. She E's in, makes her waste it. Get the auto attack cancel with Vital. Get the crit, slow her attack speed with W, so she can't kill me. Back up, make her go spider form, human form. Now what she does here, and she doesn't realize why she's fucked, is that's her W down and her E down, and her R's on another, what? No, it doesn't count the cooldowns on this, right? Okay. So, she doesn't have her R up currently. She can't go back to spider form. So since she can't go back to spider form, she can't kill me right now. So I look for the opportunity. I flash in here. But the issue with this is when I dashed in, for some reason Vital didn't proc, so it made that a lot harder than what it should have been. Got the auto attack off, and the reset wasn't going to happen in time. Like, if I waited any longer for that auto attack, I was going to die to her spiderling, so I proc Tiamat to kill her. Now at this point, I'm just steamrolling. I'm really big. I have her blue buff, so I go back after I reset wave, teleport back top, because I don't feel like fucking with it. What? I'm TPing back top, just because I don't want him to shove wave into me and make me miss something. For some reason, he thinks he can fight me all of a sudden. So I'm just going in, because I'm just really far ahead. Have him, I Q into his flip, so he flips me backwards into him. And at this point, it's steamrolling. I take tower, because there's no one that can really stop me, and I'm not concerned with trying to free his wave anymore. He has 4 deaths, he's not worth the gold other than tower. I'm waiting here to see if I can catch him out, and I do. But he flips me back over, so don't worry about it too much. Sorry, so at this point in the game, I'm 5-0 with over a 2.5k gold lead, which is, you know, it's a fucking lot. Like, he's down 30 CS, he's down 5 kills, he has 4 deaths on him, he's missed a lot. So right now, all I'm doing is I'm creating pressure on the top side of the map. Like, I'm shoving in the wave, I'm forcing this T2 tower down. The rest of my team currently has already taken tier 1s inside of their lanes as well, so the only thing that matters is the tier 2s. Graves is providing pressure in the jungle. Elise can't fight him anymore because she dedicated so much to me top lane and it didn't pay off for her. She's died once from it already. Nami's supporting Graves on this. And Ari, how big is she? She has a 1200 gold lead on the Ezreal. So that works out for all of us right now that we're all ahead. But regardless, if they weren't ahead and you're the only person ahead, this is what you should be doing. You should be telling your team, hey, group up somewhere, maybe go for the mid tower, maybe go for the bot tower, but group up somewhere that's away from you, take your lead, and just force it down their throats. And you need to be ready to mechanically outplay. This is where your skill as an individual comes into play. If you cannot outplay whoever comes to fight you and get out safely or kill them all, you're not going to contribute to the team. You're going to help their team actually get back into the game, and you're going to lose. So you need to be ready to fight. At the most, well, at the least, Singed and Elise, because those are the two people that, you know, one's your laner, one's the jungler. Those are the two people you're going to see often, even if it is tier 2. You need to be occasionally ready to see Thresh. Mid lane, possibly, depending on who it is. Not Ezreal, though. Ezreal's not going to show up top lane to try and kill me. That's stupid. Same with Tristana. She's not going to show up here. Unless she has someone else with her. Alright, anyways. So I'm shoving lane in. I'm lowering him to zone him out, because he knows if he's anywhere near this tower now, I can kill him. Tristana starts moving up to try and cover wave. For whatever reason. I didn't know why. She didn't have anyone here with her. Oh my god. So no one showed up, so I took the wave clear again. I'm gonna heal from it, go back to full. Well, Tristana's really far behind in comparison to me. She's level 7, I'm level 11. And she has under half my CS. Like, this has been a very low CS game for everyone but besides myself. So I'm gonna rewind this to show why I'm over here standing, just chilling. So, I'm standing here because I see Singed clearing my wave, and being greedy motherfuckers, and they know where their waves are coming, he's gonna go for this second wave, and as soon as he does, I'm gonna run up here, and he sees me. But I don't know why he didn't do anything with it, but immediately start going in on him, get him on the stun, because I knew he was gonna try and run away. Unfortunately, he does manage to get out for a little bit. And here's where it gets a little tricky. I got stunned by Elise, I didn't see her. He's coming back in with Ghost and ult. However, they're both still have CDs. She has nothing left anymore, so I start focusing her. Poke her down. Get flipped. And then from here, it's just to clean up with my Q. And I died as Singed. So it was a 1-for-1 trade, which was fine. So, normal speed. Waited in here to try and get Singed. He notices Elise starts moving up to counter me out. That's why he's still staying here. I go in for the ult after I get the stun off. I managed to get the heal off, although I should have waited on the heal for when Elise came up. Got stunned. She blew her abilities out. Start focusing her because she's weak. Make her E, flip me over. I know I'm going to die, so I need to go for a trade-off. And I managed to get the kill while trading 1-for-1. While at the same time, what's happening mid is having pressure provided. Because I attracted Elise's attention top, and Sidge was up here with her, they were able to push down mid. Even without Twitch, they were able to come down mid, because it's a Graves, Ahri, and a fucking Nami. That's not that hard. And because two of their main front line, their only front line was up against me, they had no way of stopping this. If they went in at all, Graves could have dove with Ahri, and they both would have been out without even doing anything. Alright. So they're still going. I don't know what that Singe is doing. I think at that point he's just inting. I know her blue's up soon, so I go down here to try and get it. And she's down here as well. I kill her spiderlings just to try and take some of her damage away. She has to cycle through spells on her human form now to actually do some damage. I'm waiting here to see her. And she shows up. So I go for the damage procs on her. I try to go for a sneaky stun, but she saves it till after I do it. But luckily, Twitch is here to clean up kills. And #1 rule, don't chase the Singed, so I'm not going to. And I take her blue buff afterwards. If I was taking that before she got there, I would have had to stop doing it, and I would have run through rotations, so I wouldn't have had anything up. Alright, so here, I'm just trying to shove wave in with Twitch. I don't know why Singed is here, there's nothing he can really do. He's just going to have to back off and let us take tower. So he comes in to try and kill Ahri for whatever reason. I don't care what their team is at this point, so I'm going to flash in just to secure that kill out. Go for top tower. Take the inhib. The game at this point is already over. They can't really contest anything. We start trying to go for a tower here. But unfortunately, I don't think they let us end here. Oh, no, they do. Cool. So I died because I'm an asshole that wants to kill people under tower. I mean, under fountain. But yeah. For the most part, all you have to do in most games is provide that pressure top lane. Like, early game is where it's all about with Fiora. You have to do something early game. Even if it's a 1v2, you have to do some kind of mechanical outplay. If you can do a mechanical outplay on your opponent, you're more than likely in your elo going to tilt the fuck out of them, first off. And then you're going to be having like at least a 300 gold lead up on them, depending on whether or not you shoved into their tower afterwards. Like, let's say you have 200 health, you know their jungler's like right over here, or just finishing up Scuttle, and you just kill them right here. And you have 200 health? Yeah, haul ass. You're not going to live. Don't shove wave. Even if wave freezes here, you can't shove wave without dying. But if you can provide that pressure, constantly zone your opponent off from the minions. Like I was standing in front of this one all the time when I knew I had some kind of advantage on him. Just like, no, you have 200 HP less than I do. You're not going to get this minion. Like, you have to think about, like, if they have 400 HP in total and you have 600 HP in total and you both decide to fight, you're gonna win because you have 200 more HP at the start of the fight. You can definitely outplay 200 HP and beat them. And standing in front of this minion zones them super, super hard. Let's see. Trying to find a moment where I was standing in front of them. I know I wasn't here for a while, so let's see. Alright, so just to get the point across again, I know it's long. But I'm standing here, so he can't do anything. Like, this is the biggest thing that got me the lead, is standing in front of these minions, or next to these minions, to where if he wanted to get this CS, he had to fight me. If he didn't fight me, he takes free damage. If he does fight me, he might die. Like, that's the bad thing about this, is once you get that lead, you need to press that lead. This can be done with any champion top lane too, if you got a lead. You can do it with Jace, Gangplank, Poppy, Fiora, fucking Sion, even like Mordekaiser, it doesn't even fucking matter. If you have a lead, you can zone them off. Or if you know your power spikes better than they do, you can still zone them off. Like, if him and I were even right now and he was level 5 and I was level 5, at this point I would have been shoving for wave, trying to get 6, just so when I hit 6 and immediately hit it, from like maybe a minion killing a minion, I would go in and shove him out of the lane. Because as soon as I shove him out of the lane, he loses all of this. It just works out both ways. So you need to provide like a lane pressure. It's going to look very ominous to their jungler. They're going to be like, oh yeah, I need to come top lane and gank him, because if he keeps doing that, he's going to make himself open to back ganks or lane ganks from over here. Lane ganks are like the most dangerous thing, honestly. I fucking don't see them coming like 20,000% of the time. But this is more critical than anything, is zoning them off. Because that's gold. That's gold. That's gold. This whole wave back here is gold. If you can stop them from getting to that, you're essentially making your gold lead every like 20 seconds larger. And if you can zone them off far enough, like if he was standing back here or just chilling at tower, he'd be missing experience too. So every time you kill somebody too, you need to shove into their tower if you have that opportunity. If you see Elise's bottom lane taking her Krugs for whatever reason, and you just killed him up here, you need to shove into this tower. You need this wave to reset. You need to constantly like look back at your wave every so often. Like, alright, I'm taking this wave, but what's coming next? It's like, alright, that's a cannon wave. Alright, that's coming now. Alright, I'm gonna keep fighting. And then the next wave spawns. Okay, this wave, like by proxy, if you look at your wave here, that is also where his wave is going to be as well. So his wave is right near his tier 2. So you can use your wave to gauge where his wave is going to be. So, I didn't do it in this game, but there's a trick you can do with watching the wave. If you can time it right and start fighting somebody, like let's say I fought him right now and there wasn't any towers between me and him, down to the tier 2. If there was no tier 1 and no tier 2, and I was watching these waves, and him and I were right in here, and I went in, what I can do is I can start fighting him here. He's going to run down his lane, and when he keeps running down his lane, eventually he's going to pop into these minions, and it doesn't matter if he's going faster than me. I can queue into the minions, get a reset, because you don't want to dash into them, you want to dash to the side, because, you know, minion block and all that fancy shit. So you want to dodge to the side, and make sure that when you queue them, you get the reset, but they're not blocking you. Because you can close this gap to like this gap in like a second with your Q, and you're going to have it on reset, so it's not going to be bad at all. But you can use waves to your advantage like that as Fiora. I do the same thing with Aurelia. I'll go in right here and I'll chase them down, they'll think I'm chasing them for no fucking reason, and the next thing you know I start ulting the wave so that these backline minions are low as fuck, and I'll Q to them, and all of a sudden I have this huge gap between here and here closed, and now they're wondering why they're dead. Like, it's a long-term thing. You have to watch these waves. So I think for you, the biggest key points in this game is the stuns I did. You have to know when they're going to stun. It's super telegraphed. Like for example, okay, where do I kill him here? I'm trying to find out where I kill him. I think it's when I sit and brush, right? Yeah. So this is just really, really telegraphed. Like, this is where you have to use stuns. Because, okay, the reason why I say it's telegraphed, I want you to look at it from his perspective. He's got 2 vitals popped on his body. I am standing next to one right here. It's going to get popped eventually. This one's not going to be hard to pop either, and these 2 alone will kill him. If I hit him with these 2 while autoing in between, his health is gone. And he knows this. So what he's going to do is he's going to go for the one thing that can get him out of the fight, which is a flip. So as soon as I come up, I throw down the W, because this leaves him no options. He's in a you're going to die mode. It's either you die now, or you die by your own stun. And he goes to the stun. And when he goes to the stun, he gets countered. Lets me get that free auto attack off. I get the last one off. Granted, the last one was really stuttered because I was fucking clicking like a maniac. But you need to leave them in more situations like that. You need to give them the, you have nowhere to escape. Oops. Didn't mean to hit the back button on that. This leaves them no option. You need to create more situations like this of you're either going to die or you're going to die. Like, he has no way out. He can pop this all he wants. He can pop his ult all he wants, but he has no distance to close right now. At this point right here, when I threw that W up, he couldn't move. He had nowhere to go. He either got slowed and had a vital popped and then flipped me, which would have flipped me into this region right here, which is still in front of him. And I would have hit that and queued over to this one. Or he could have flipped me right there with my W up and gotten stunned. He had no way out of this. You need to create more situations like this with your W. You cannot just use it so sparingly. It costs a shit ton of mana too. It's like what, 50 mana? Yeah, that's your highest mana drain aside from your ult. Your E is 40 and your Q is 30. That's 50. That's a lot early on, especially when you only have 458 to work with. Ooh, excuse me. So with this kind of thing, you cannot use this so sparingly like you do. Every flip you see me do, I want you to go back in this video and watch every flip that I've shown or any stun that I've countered, whatever I've countered. And I want you to see how much I hold on to this this single spell. Sometimes I'll let him flip me on purpose and I go some free trades because I can out damage him. Sometimes I'll let them stun me to bait them into it and then slow them with my attack speed slow. For example, with the Elise. I'm going to fast forward to it. There it is. For example, with the Elise. Holding it here so she baits herself into it. For damage cancellation. This W has so many uses. You can use it to slow them and their attack speed. You can use it to counter their stunning, stun them instead. Or you can do that attack speed slow specifically to mitigate damage on you as you're about to die. That's the only reason why I won this, is because I mitigated that damage that she was about to auto me with. And then, since I didn't have any W, I just find some safe place to sit for a second, which is right behind a minion. Like, you need to understand when that W should and should not be used. That's like your biggest flaw right now, and I know you can improve that. Because if you can do something like that, easily plat. Easily. Not even a challenge. But your biggest thing I want you to get back in this video and look over again is going to be my use of W and my lane control. Those are the 2 biggest things you need to do to improve your gameplay. If you can improve that, your mechanics will follow right behind it, on, like, as a byproduct. If you can understand how to zone your opponent out of lane, how to control your wave by shoving it into tower whenever you get a kill, or whenever you need to go back, or whenever you need to do it, and know when to use this ability specifically, you're gonna win almost like every fight in lane. You can 1v2 without even trying. It is, if anything, Fiora is one of the hardest carries to carry with top lane. And I don't mean like, oh, it's hard to play. I mean, it's really easy to get a lead if you know what you're doing. Like, you see me play Fiora to the point where like, almost every lane I win, even with their jungler there. And if I lose, I always find a way back in by, like, TPing bottom lane, or fucking going mid really quick for a kill. Or taking Rift Herald for no reason and having, like, an extra bit of damage. Like, you need to see the big picture when you're playing the game. Because if you can, with your mechanics, as long as you improve them, you can get easy wins. Especially in this Inside Silver with Fiora. Like, focus vitals. I'm going to end the video here and just say focus vitals. Use your W when you need to use it. Whether it be for the attack speed slow, whether it be for the mitigation of damage, or whether it be for the stun counter. But you need to know when to use it and who it is against. For example, I don't need to use damage mitigation on Singed because he does dots. But I might need to use damage mitigation on Elise because she has burst. And if I can counter her Q with my parry, I'm probably going to live. Same with Tristana, things like that. And you need to, you need to create that lane pressure. That's what made us win this game, is I took 2 people out of this game. I took Elise and I took Singed out of this game just by making them come up here and be like, hey, look at me. I'm taking this tower. Or, hey, I'm killing your fucking laner 7 minutes in 2 times. You need to come up here and try and kill me, but then you're going to die too. You need to have that confidence in being able to beat the laners as well as the junglers. If you don't, you're going to lose. Because if you give them any leniency up here, it's going to give them more room to work down here and more room to work down here. If the jungler is smart. If the jungler is fucking stupid, and let's be real, Silver fucking Elo has a lot of stupid people in it. And let's say Elise went down here, and didn't show up here at all, I would just keep shoving towers over and over again. Ezreal would have had to roam up here. That would have been fucking terrible. Then it would have taken even more away from their team. Or Thresh would have had to roam up here. And at that point, their AD carry is useless, because their AD carry is far behind as it is, and has no one to peel for her. So if their jungler is not pressuring you when you have this kind of lead, you just need to get even more aggressive. I'm not saying dive under tower with ult and fucking try to kill them every 2 seconds. I'm just saying, like, if you can shove this wave into that tower, that's an easy, like, 400 health off that tower every time. Especially when you're standing there. You can go for free autos, and especially with Hydra, you can go in for some autos, take some damage, pop the fuck back out, have the wave rotate out to here in this area after this wave dies off at tower, and heal back up. Do the same thing, take some damage, back up, heal. Do the same thing, take more damage, back up, heal. It's just a fucking cycle until something happens, because you have a lead. They can't control it. But yeah, hopefully this helped you. And if you have any questions, you can just ask me on Facebook, and I'll just, I'll explain anything there. But that's it.